We kept you waiting for a bubble. Hi, welcome to the Krusty Cast. I am Jasmine. I am joined here by Maddie, Gwen, and Randall.
Hi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're always here.
we're here.
We're always here. We are uploading very regularly with
Yeah.
no delay between videos whatsoever.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
This
you
uh,
know.
this is like what, a day after we recorded the last one, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Give or take a month.
And I'm Gwen.
You know,
Yeah.
it's, you know,
Jasmine, Maddie, Gwen, and Randall. That's us, and this is our show.
woo!
Our
Krusty
show where we
Cast.
talk about another show,
Yeah.
The Bob,
The Bob.
where we talk about Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
So, in this episode of Bob's Famous Burgers, Bob Burger had an issue with his son,
Patrick.
as he's one to do. Yeah, Patrick. And how Patrick doesn't feel fulfilled in his life. And this is the Bob's Burgers episode, Big Pink Loser.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think this is a different show, actually.
No, it's Bob's Burgers. Anyway.
Okay. I
There's
really
a
like
Bob.
Tina's subplot in this episode. I thought it was...
Yeah.
It's an episode that's got Bob, and there's parts of it that's got burgers.
That's most SpongeBob episodes.
Mhm.
So if anything, this should have had that show name and not the other one. Because this did it first. Alright, let's get into
Way to
it.
go, SpongeBobby.
And because we're the Krusty Cast, this week I'm using an extra crusty microphone. My laptop's away for repairs right now, and my old shitty laptop's not playing nice with my usual headset. So
Yeah.
sorry, guys.
All right, so let's get into it, I guess.
Yeah. So, how does this wonderful episode start?
With the French narrator. We haven't
The
seen
French
him in a while.
narrator sounding a little bit different than normal.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me.
No, yeah, I felt that too.
He sounds a little less exaggerated than he normally does.
Mhm.
And Patrick
He's
is
becoming
sleeping.
real.
Patrick is sleeping in front of his house to his famous mailbox,
Yeah.
and up walks a delivery man, a mailman, if you would,
Mhm.
who stuffs a box into Patrick's mouth. But this isn't any average delivery.
It's
This
an
is-
award.
It's an award. Famous Toon Patrick has won an award. And he's so happy about it that he's just got to tell everybody. So he tells his house, and then he tells some jellyfish that kill him immediately after,
Yeah.
and then he tells the island from the intro. I just want to say something. Patrick looks really funny in this episode, like the entire time,
He does.
especially
Yeah.
that third image you put there. It looks like the kind of Patrick you'd see in a cheap Flash cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed some
A
weird
note about this episode
stuff.
is like, so it's in season 2, but Patrick's still kind of using his season 1 character model with the W eyebrows.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's really funny, if anything. And so Patrick wants to go tell SpongeBob, who's doing a fun card activity with,
Bart
and we get
Simpson.
Bart Simpson on the card.
King Bart.
King Bart.
And so Patrick ruins SpongeBob's card Gary statue bursting in to
Yeah.
let him know that he's won an award. I do like the abruptness of it too. Like immediately it's just disintegrated.
Cuts to it. Yeah.
SpongeBob's not mad, he's happy for Patrick.
Yeah.
In fact, he wants to know what the award was for. for outstanding achievement in achievement.
I love the bit where his like face sinks through his body into the back of him.
Yeah.
I don't know how you describe this physically, but I think it's a really strong visual gag.
You can do that.
Yeah, it's always nice when they do fun body stuff with SpongeBob.
SpongeBob is a scary creature.
Putting this on the TV tropes nightmare fuel page.
He detached his eyes and his mouth.
Oh,
serious body horror.
horrors.
There's
It's
only
so-
one issue with
Well-
Patrick's award is the thing, which is they misspelled his name.
Yeah, for some reason they spelled it as SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah.
Starks they spelled it as Squidward Tortellini.
Can't wait till we get to that one.
Yeah.
And so SpongeBob and Patrick deduced that this was actually SpongeBob's award, which that's kind of a weird episode specific thing that SpongeBob is suddenly really good at a lot of things that would warrant
Yeah.
him
I was
winning a
thinking
bunch
that
of
this is-
awards.
Like most episodes, SpongeBob's like good at like fry cooking and not much else. But like this is such a weird plot to like put SpongeBob into. It feels like it's would work better for a lot of different characters, but it's weird to have it applied to SpongeBob. It doesn't like break the episode or anything. It's still a good episode, but like
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
it definitely feels weird that it feels like the wrong story for SpongeBob.
like
Yeah.
SpongeBob's not known as a character that's an overachiever that's good at a lot of things. He's really only good at one thing.
You know what? I think they could have done this episode with a character who was like more generally talented and more ambitious. They could have done this with Sandy and Patrick. This should have been a Sandy Patrick episode.
I was
Honestly,
thinking
yeah.
about that. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need more. I know we mentioned this in our Suds review. We need more Sandy Patrick conflicts.
It's a little bit strange. Sandy isn't in either of these episodes, which is a shame.
I
But
miss her
I-
so much.
I guess they just kind of needed it for the copying SpongeBob thing later, but it does seem a little bit odd
Yeah.
in terms of, why SpongeBob's winning all these awards. SpongeBob's not a very popular or like talented character.
And I feel like SpongeBob's popularity really varies a lot depending on the episode. Like a lot of episodes, people like hate his ass. They're like, oh, it's that annoying yellow guy. But there's some episodes where people love the guy, and he has a lot of friends.
Yeah, both of these episodes are kind of like the opposite of each other because apparently SpongeBob's really popular in this one, but they all fucking hate him in the next one.
Hmm.
So Patrick's like getting pretty emotional about it. He wants to know why that he doesn't get an award. And this whole episode has a through line of SpongeBob being like kind of condescending towards Patrick the entire time.
Yeah. He kind of treats him like a kid or whatever.
Yeah, it's like
Hmm
the whole line
This
was,
is really
you know
the
what
first
else is
episode
shiny?
that shifts the Patrick dynamic.
Mhm.
It really does, because in
This
season
is-
1, this would probably be like a role reversal, honestly.
Yeah.
I've been thinking
Yeah, this is-
about this. Season 2 has like a lot of SpongeBob Patrick conflict. It put a
does.
lot of like time into that specific dynamic. Like we also later on get episodes like I'm with Stupid, like Dumped. We get fucking the Fry Cook games, the Secret Box. There's
I
a lot
get
of
the Great
these in
Snail
season
Race.
2.
Yeah.
I
Snail
don't-
Race is season 3.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
I always confuse that for a season 2 one. And so SpongeBob's gonna take Patrick out for ice cream because it's really shiny, and then Patrick accidentally opens up his golden spatula closet where all the awards come flooding out of it.
God. I love how half the awards are like painted. They're like fucking. They're like not cells. They're like actual painting, like background art.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of a weird frame
Yeah. Let me.
now that
bring
I'm
this
looking
one.
at it.
They look. It just looks superimposed in, and like
Yeah. It doesn't help that they fucking move at a different like frame pace to the.
they they look like Super Smash Brothers like 2D food.
They do.
Yeah. The pizza.
And Patrick is really bummed out by SpongeBob's millions of awards that he has for some reason. And SpongeBob pitches to him that maybe if you actually do something, you'll get one.
After all, he's Patrick Star.
Oh yeah? Well, he's SpongeBob.
I love that joke.
It's really good. Both of these episodes have some real fun vocal deliveries that we'll get to.
Yeah.
And so Patrick wants to save the ninth dimension from a bunch of giant monkey men. This is a
I
weird
always,
bit, but I kind of think it's funny.
as a kid, I
Yeah.
always mixed this
I
bit
think
up
it's great,
with
honestly.
yeah, I always mixed this bit up with what episode is like the Seaweed Monster Man bit from? Is that like
That's the transphobia episode in season
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
kid brain always mixed those two bits up. It's like the giant monkey man and the seaweed monster man. Anyway,
Well, what if he defeated the tiny monkey men in the eighth dimension?
true.
And I love this whole bit because it's more of SpongeBob being condescending towards Patrick and telling him to aim like lower. Eventually getting to the point where Patrick is just wanting to be a doctor and a fireman.
I like that his version of like lower for the
Doctor.
monkey. There's a few aspects of this joke I think are really funny. I like how the like lower version is just fighting the little monkey man in like a lower level, like a lower number dimension. And like
Yeah.
SpongeBob's protest to the monkey man thing isn't that like it's impossible, it's just that it'd be too hard.
Yeah.
And SpongeBob's just like as small as you can think of. And it's
Patrick
working at the Krusty
realizes-
Krab.
Yep. That would be a job at the Krusty Krab.
And then we get what's probably my favorite line of this entire episode because it's just really funny the way it's like what it implies because SpongeBob says, "Yeah, I do things at work all the time." that one's really good.
Yeah.
And we get more SpongeBob body horror
Yeah.
when Patrick rips his arm off brutally. And then we cut to the Krusty Krab, where
Where,
Mr. Krabs has given him a job.
Yeah.
yeah, for
And
$50
Oh,
an
Squidward
hour.
gave him a job.
I'm putting this here because it's the only. Well, it's not the only appearance of Squidward, but it's one of them.
This is another episode where Squidward doesn't do much, but his
Yeah.
like he has a very the bits that he does get are really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we get a little bit more of him in the next one at least.
Mm-hmm.
And
Squidward
It's-
fans don't have to long for too long, unlike Sandy, who's gonna have to wait for like 4 episodes until she appears again.
what's the next Sandy episode?
Let me check real quick.
I'm pretty sure it's Wormy.
And even then,
Okay,
she's
I
barely
think
in that one.
this-
There's a lot of episodes where Sandy is just like gone somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah,
anyway.
Patrick has started a job at the Krusty Krab for $50 an hour, which impresses SpongeBob because when he started, he had to pay Mr. Krabs $100 an hour.
Hmm.
So we get a good old fashioned Mr. Krabs wage theft joke. This whole intro bit has a lot of good jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this scene, everything that Patrick is working at the Krusty Krab is very solid.
Yeah.
How he immediately eats the food that comes out of the window. Make sure
Like,
it gets
I love
to
the
the
escalation
table.
on him eating the food joke.
Yeah.
It's such a solid little comic bit. And then of course we get the famous phone.
The
Yeah.
phone. This is Patrick Epic Sparta Remix 2009.
This is Patrick. I feel like this is kind of on SpongeBob because SpongeBob's not telling him what he has to do.
Yeah, just answer the phone.
This is kind of what it's like though when you work like a retail or food service job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked at like Burger King for like 5 months at most. And I had no I knew what I was doing, but I always felt like the manager was like telling me to do something else and when I went to do the other thing, she'd tell me to do a different other thing, and I was just like, what do you even want me to do right now?
Yeah.
You know, this isn't just like a comedy episode. I think this is also like a satire on the difficulties of like functioning under capitalism in the workplace as a neurodivergent person.
Yeah.
It really is.
I think this is actually a really deep story with
It
a lot
also
to say
ties
about the world we live in.
and it also ties into the fear of not like feeling like you've achieved enough compared to someone else.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Maybe they were saying things with this episode.
I think so. It's and then we get the sweeping scene where we get another legendary line
The
where
legendary SpongeBob sweeping scene.
yeah, we get the hey
Look
buddy.
at Patrick's face. It just makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Everybody
looks so crestfallen.
like nothing in this episode is really Patrick's fault. He just wants to be good at something. And everybody's being so mean to him because SpongeBob's not telling him what he has to do. Does SpongeBob think Patrick's done any of this stuff before?
Like, yeah, like the implication is that the neurotypical management who's SpongeBob like assumes don't like assumes you have like the skills and like the knowledge to do the tasks innately, even though you lack them, and like doesn't like properly support you and instruct you. It's the
Yeah.
failing of the system.
And it's also Mr. Krabs doesn't even appear in this episode. He's not going to help Spud or Patrick get better at his job because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Mr. Krabs wasn't in this episode.
I forgot they even like mentioned him.
Yeah.
Okay, so it Patrick flips out and he smashes the broom against the ground, causing everybody to leave. While Fred and the orange fish just watch him suffer the whole time. They're just like,
Fred and Frank.
oh, that's Frank.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's Tom is the other green one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's there. He's kind of horrified in this image.
Well, Patrick is causing a horrible ruckus. And then we go to the kitchen where we get what I think is a memorable, if not a little overly long scene that involves a jar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can agree
I mean,
with that.
I thought it was paced okay, but I can understand it is kind of milks the jar thing for all it's worth. Especially, I think this doesn't help the part before where like Patrick doesn't know what a jar is. It's kind of like
Yeah,
it makes it all wear a bit thin.
he of course he knows what a jar is. That's what he was gonna put SpongeBob in nature pants.
Yeah.
This
That-
is the flanderization episode.
That's how you can tell he was bluffing, because in that episode he wouldn't know how to open the jar, apparently.
Oh my god!
This
My
episode is brilliant.
immersion is ruined.
And this
Yeah.
means this episode takes place before Nature Pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The continuity is very good.
Then that just leads to
And, like,
SpongeBob
I
making
do
his own
still like
undoing.
the line of, Patrick, that's a pickle. Yes. I just think Patrick's
Yes.
delivery there is really good.
There's some really good Patrick faces in this episode.
It while I do like this episode, I do agree that this is like the first major Flanderization for Patrick episode,
Yeah.
for sure.
I can see it, yeah.
I don't think any of the other ones in season 2 had Patrick this dumb. I mean, Your Shoes Untied, probably not. I mean, of course he wouldn't know how to tie his shoes because he doesn't know how to wear shoes. So that could be forgiven, but like we're past season 1 Patrick now,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Yeah, we're firmly into the where his single tooth is growing in as we speak.
And
I
so,
still think he's very charming in this episode, but
well, for sure,
yeah.
yeah. I don't think that there's okay, that's not true. I was gonna say I don't think there's a single bad Patrick showing in this season, and then I remembered I'm with Stupid is coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for as long as this whole jar sequence is, it is still funny the payoff when Patrick does open the jar and it's just like treated as this humongous achievement.
Yeah. I love his touchdown.
Yeah. He just throws it through the floorboards.
That's his real achievement.
And, and on the walk home, Patrick's just bragging about it, which I think is really funny.
Yeah. He's just so happy
It's
for
good.
himself. And I mean, SpongeBob is too.
The episode should have just ended here.
That would have been really funny if it did, because
It
if
honestly
I'm
did feel
being
like the climax.
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, I
Th-
think
This
the episode kind of takes a turn here. Not to make
Yeah.
it bad or anything, it's just less good than the first half of it.
Yeah, I don't think it like ruins the episode or anything, but I think it's definitely a step down. Maybe this should have just been like a season 5 short.
Or
But
maybe
SpongeBob just tells Patrick while they're walking home that as long as Patrick does what he does, he'll be sure to get an award in no time.
Hmm.
And
Clueless.
Patrick's about to take that very literally.
then we get the next day where SpongeBob does his I'm ready routine and walks by Patrick's house, where Patrick is dressed exactly like SpongeBob.
Good morning, SpongeBob.
And SpongeBob's creeped out by this.
Yeah.
Says it's creepy, but flattering.
And then what we get is like a fairly long sequence of just Patrick mimicking things SpongeBob does. And this bit's a little sleepy compared to the rest of the episode to me.
And I don't think it's as strong as the like Patrick being bad at things humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still got a funny bit here or there. But yeah, it doesn't ruin the episode.
Here we get
Yeah, I
another
still
shot.
think it's like decent. Like, I think it's funny that Patrick feels he needs to copy all of SpongeBob's mistakes too.
Here we get another shot of what I like to call like at season 2 and 3 like warping globe ground.
Oh yeah, the famous 3D road that we'll see in a lot of these season 2 and 3
You
episodes.
can see like the pixels on it.
Yeah.
This is how you knew you were watching a Soul episode.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Can't do this with cell animation.
No.
Say that much. And so they get to the Krusty Krab. Squidward's still not there, which is sad. And they're doing. I do like the bit where SpongeBob's carrying the dishes and he slips on the water.
Yeah.
And then
You know what I
also
like?
does that. Huh?
I like the hat racks that are right by the door. I think those are cute, and I think they literally never appear in any other episode because they needed it for this one joke.
Yeah.
I wish they did. It's such a funny little idea. And then they're in the kitchen, and they're cooking some patties, and Patrick is mimicking SpongeBob's whistling, and then we get a pretty intense scene of SpongeBob leading Patrick into physically torturing himself.
Yeah.
Kast SpongeBob is real. The soul era of SpongeBob is over.
That's kind of something that you'll notice in a few of these like later episodes is that in episodes where he just gets like really jealous and angry
Yeah,
because there's
this is like
this
set up for party pooper pants.
yeah there's that episode, there's the one where Squidward becomes nice.
Yeah. That is an interesting thing, like, recurring thing.
That SpongeBob just has like this big jealous streak to him.
No one should outsponge the sponge.
So Patrick copies SpongeBob some more. We get a fun bit where they're repeating like nursery rhymes or something.
Yeah.
Filled fish lips.
Yeah, SpongeBob keeps trying to throw Patrick off, but Patrick's good at this.
And then we get a showcase of their superpowers that they share.
Yeah, so we have to discuss, SpongeBob and Patrick are both telepaths, and I want to know how this will affect the SpongeBob power rankings.
Patrick with any kind of like mental ability is really scary to think about.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. in the infamous ScumBob episode The Card, we learn that Patrick is doing all of this because he knows he's being annoying. Could it be?
Wow.
That's another aspect of his psychic powers? I
Probably.
don't know.
Yeah.
And then
What
they
I like about this whole bit, after like SpongeBob and Patrick go on their big chase scene, is after they leave, Squidward's like, "Well, I guess it's safe to go in."
yeah.
Yeah.
He really ties Squidward together, and I think it's very interesting. Like, I guess, yeah, he would work at the Krusty Krab if SpongeBob wasn't there and Patrick wasn't there. You
I
see
just
that
like
help wanted.
I just like how glad he was to go back in.
Yeah, we got to see a happy Squidward.
Oh,
This is
there it is again.
probably by volume the happiest Squidward episode they've made. And then we get a different 3D CGI road here because this
Yeah.
one's massive compared to the
Yeah,
last
this
one,
one's the globe.
where SpongeBob and Patrick are smashing themselves in the head with hammers. And I like the line where Patrick says, "I've been doing this way before I started."
Yeah.
And then they get home. And then we get a revelation from SpongeBob. Oh yeah, I forgot the bit where Patrick painted his rock the same as
Yeah.
SpongeBob's house.
You mean his turtle?
Impressive how he did that while he was at the Krusty Krab.
Yeah. He hired someone
Probably
to do
used
that.
his psychic powers for
Maybe
it.
maybe he slipped Squidward like $5 to do it for him.
Squidward would not do anything for him.
Yeah.
And SpongeBob's he doesn't know what he's gonna do. Patrick's acting like him, so the only thing left for him would be to act like Patrick. And so he does. We get SpongeBob's terrible Patrick costume.
Yeah.
It's Tom Kenny's terrible Patrick impression. And then Patrick's like, who would want to be a loser like that?
A big pink loser like me.
Yeah.
And then the episode just kind of ends
Yeah.
right here.
I thought there was more to this. I'm kind of struggling to fill in the rest of this space.
Well,
Yeah, he gets an award, and then, yay.
Yeah.
okay, but there is something notable about this. Besides, okay, it's an award where for doing absolutely nothing longer than anyone, they have a resolution. This is the birth of Single Tooth SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Oh?
When SpongeBob is holding up the trophy and reading the inscription, he only has one tooth.
Oh god. Hold on.
That doesn't show up in the wiki gallery,
Yeah,
but
no, hold on.
you need to believe I saw it
Yeah,
too.
you need to believe us.
Single Tooth SpongeBob predates Single Tooth Patrick.
It was there in front of us this whole time. It was foreshadowing Single Tooth Patrick because he was dressed up like
Yeah.
Patrick.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
The Simpsons predicted walking.
Simpsons predicted Single Tooth Patrick? Hold on, I need to generate an AI image now.
Oh no.
And then yeah, the episode just kind of ends. Patrick wants to defend his title, so he goes back and he takes a nap under his rock again.
Important question. Did
Mhm.
copying SpongeBob cause him to lose his streak?
That's
Well,
the
no,
thing.
because he
Uh-huh.
didn't do anything, even still.
Well, he opened a
He
jar.
opened a jar.
You know what? That probably did kind of fuck him over for the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, this is actually a sad episode. You should never try to do anything.
I just noticed I like accidentally connected the like second and third pictures I put on here. His like chin extends into the arm.
Long grit.
Anyway.
So, what did
Patrick.
we all think about this?
This is a pretty good episode. I gave it a 6. I might bump it down to a 5 just cuz. I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I do think that, like, while Patrick's characterization is a bit exaggerated here, he is still pretty charming.
Hmm.
And while this is kind of just a weird, like, setup, I do think they get some good material out of it, so I don't know. What do we think, gamers? Should I do a 5 or a 6? Vote
Go with
now
your
on
heart.
your phones.
Go follow your heart.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, I gave it a 5. I think it's a very, considering it was the birth of stupid ass Patrick, I feel like they handled it pretty well. And, you know, despite the kind of dissonance between the first half and the second half of the episode, uh, I think it's pretty good. You know, it's
I really
Patrick.
like that. I really like that image, Gwen.
Oh yeah, let me put the
Well,
go,
now you have to
let
put this on screen, and
me
we're gonna
put
get canceled
Gwen's
for using
image on
AI art.
screen. I know we're feeding the machine.
Why don't images like
No.
this ever trend?
Why? Why does he have the Mario Party star that's got the mustache?
You'll never regret sharing this image.
There's so many
Well,
Simpsonly characters in here.
There's Ralph Wiggum.
Yeah, just Ralph with blue hair.
Can
it's
Ralph be our
so
guest?
it's so explicitly season 1 too. Like how
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
color palette and the character design is.
I hate the
Alright.
disgusting Simpson blob that's, like, right next to Patrick's pants.
The one with the eye growing out of his neck.
Oh god.
I mean, to be fair, this is in line with early Simpsons fucked up crowd shots.
Yeah. I like this
Yeah.
guy with like the mustache, and he's kind of nervous
I
about
love
it.
his face. He's like, hey, I'm not sure about this Patrick fella.
Oh yeah, we need to finish the segment.
Yeah.
This is a good
Oh,
episode. I
right, we
give it
have
a
to.
6. I feel like it isn't like strong all the way through. Like there are definitely some slower spots, but I think overall it had a lot of really funny, very memorable gags. It's a pretty good
Yeah,
episode.
I
Mhm.
think I'm gonna stick with a 6. Like, there are some pretty great gags just throughout this, and I like it. It's pretty good.
I'll give it a 5. I think it's a pretty good episode. I don't think it's the best episode of the entire show, but it's thoroughly mostly enjoyable and it's funny despite being the genesis of the future worst SpongeBob character. So it knows Ralph Wiggum, but it didn't know any other like Simpsons characters. Like they didn't even put Homer in that image.
Ralph is the most AI friendly Simpsons character.
I
Wait,
know it knows how to do Mr. Burns. I've seen it do Mr. Burns before, at
well,
least.
put it back on screen. I'm still not done harping on this, by the way.
Okay.
For our middle segment, we will be talking about the Patrick Simpsons AI image.
Front
Yeah.
front and center there, near the concerned guy. That is like horrible amalgamation of Millhouse and Dr. Frink, the one with the white hair. No, up
Oh,
front.
you down there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Oh,
Hor-
yeah.
Horrible homunculus fusion.
Let's see. We got, is that like, what's
That looks
the,
like it
what's the
looks like
lawyer's
Lionel
name?
Hutz.
Yeah,
It looks
Lionel
like Lionel
Hutz.
Hutz.
Little
Yeah.
Hutch with like a toupee. I like the like pink character with the hat and like one eyelash.
Yeah, I like the orange guy with no nose. The orange hair guy.
Are we cutting this, or are
Yeah.
we gonna keep this in the
No,
episode?
This is the
we're
middle
keeping
segment.
all of this. We were going to do
Okay.
the Plankton movie as the middle segment, but I think we have to do
We
this
have,
instead.
like, 50 middle segments we need to burn through.
Wait.
We
Okay.
watched,
Can we at
we
least?
watched the
Yeah, please.
Okay, let's talk about the Plankton movie over this. Yeah.
Okay.
The Plankton movie was fine. We watched it together. It's pretty 4 out of 7 core. It's like, I think it's something you can enjoy casually if you are a fan of Plankton and Karen already and want to see more of them. I do think it was interesting that they
It was-
needed to focus this movie on like the Plankton Karen dynamic.
Here's the reason we're not doing like a full podcast length episode for it like we did the Sandy movie. The Sandy movie was just like
Bad.
uniquely terrible in
Yeah.
many ways. The Plankton movie, while I don't think any of us here would call it like outright good or anything, it's like it's decent enough. It's watchable. I
Yeah.
think
It's
is
like a 5 or 6 out of 10.
yeah.
I
There's
think I
like,
remember.
some actual moments of quality in it. There's like a story,
Mhm.
things move.
Like that's the thing. I think this movie I think was like directed or written by Doug Lawrence, and like
Yeah.
as the guy who voices Plankton and made him a thing on the show, I do get the impression he does care about Plankton as a character.
Well,
And
yeah.
like
Mhm.
And that
and
and
I
that's
do think that's a
probably
place where this really succeeded over the Sandy movie. Like with the Sandy movie, it kind of felt like they were just throwing shit at the wall with her and like trying to find an angle to work with, but everything just kind of felt weird and arbitrary.
The Sandy movie was just the Croods.
Like with this movie, I do think like some of the Plankton backstory stuff does like contradict like friend or foe and whatnot, but it doesn't feel out of character for Plankton backstory, if that makes sense at all.
in
Yeah.
terms of what we could have gotten of like modern interpretation of what Plankton's life is like, I mean, it follows a pretty consistent formula. We still get the whole Plankton grew up as like a hick type things going on there.
He went to college.
I think
There's
my
a-
big complaint with this, or that I think is weird, is that they like do not give Mr. Krabs any focus in this.
That is
Yeah.
really weird. In the Plankton movie, one of the most like pivotal relationships that Plankton has. I don't even think Mr. Krabs and Plankton share a line together in this movie at any
No.
point.
Yeah, it's weird how little focus Krabs gets. Like, on one hand, I kind of like that they focused on Plankton and Karen. Like, I guess Plankton and Krabs is just a dynamic that's gotten a lot more screen time in the show, so
Yeah.
maybe they just wanted to do something else for the movie. I don't know. Either way, I
mean,
do think
sure.
it's weird how Krabs isn't here. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like
I feel
literally,
like
like when they show him like meeting Krabs, he just like sees him at the restaurant and like doesn't even like have any personal attachment to him or anything. It's so
Yeah,
weird to me.
they decanonized friend or foe. Anyway, they do a lot of jokes about people like splatting and dying.
Yeah, there's a lot of like fake out death jokes with like fake
Yeah.
blood that's actually ketchup.
We all watched it together.
Yeah, this
And
this got a
Probably
laugh
the
out.
most
I
the most notable moment of the movie, if Maddie wants to tell it.
Yeah, so Patrick like gets into the Krusty Krab and he like falls to the other side of the Krusty Krab. Right as he hits the glass, I like paused the movie to go and do something. He like splats with the shit.
And for like 3 solid minutes, this
Patrick starts
3 day
exploding into gore.
and like immediately before that, I said Patrick's gonna die.
Yeah.
And this is it's a weird runner in this movie of like simulated blood splatter moments.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of musical sequences in
One
this
thing I
movie.
did like
by
about
the
this movie,
Yeah.
yeah, I like the like it does a lot of like interesting things with like 2D animation and different art styles that I thought was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. Like, there's a handful of 2D animated sequences that honestly just look really good.
Honestly, like really well done. A ton of effort was put into them.
I can
Kind of
tell
wish
that.
just makes me wish the whole movie was animated in 2D because
I
it
mean,
kind of is the same three. And like this might be like an
this looks
earlier
a little
version.
bit
Like,
better than the Sandy movie.
Yeah.
A little. Not a lot, but a little bit. mainly because they're not balancing horrible, ugly live action stuff with it like they
Yeah.
were for the
Yeah.
Sandy movie.
Yeah, like they've got like a tiny bit of live action in it, but it doesn't even really play into anything. Like they're out there for like 2 minutes or something. Not even.
Yeah.
It's
It's the
It-
least live action there's ever been in a SpongeBob movie, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
the major complaint that I have with this movie is a similar complaint I had with the Sandy movie, where SpongeBob is the comedic sidekick that gets next to nothing to do in most situations.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second SpongeBob movie that's not about SpongeBob, but they felt the need to like have him be the comic relief anyways.
He's just fucking causing trouble all the goddamn time.
He is less annoying in this movie though. I
He
will give it
is.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is nowhere near as bad as he was in the Sandy movie.
Mhm.
He's got like this hypnotherapist bit that like they milk
Oh,
a little
right.
bit too much and then he
And they
gets
go into
like
like his eye. Yeah, and it's really gross.
and he's like there's a joke where he's hyper caffeinated towards the end and he's really annoying and obtrusive.
Mm-hmm.
I think I
You'll
remember
see.
more about this movie than either of you three, honestly.
You guys will
Honestly,
see when the movie comes out like
remember
next
like a
year.
fair bit about it. I just feel like I don't have like a ton to add on. I like that the gal pals have stuck around. I kind of wish they got like more individual character moments in this movie, but I'm still glad they're here.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
yeah,
Uh,
that's still the glaring issue that like in this Plankton movie that Mr. Krabs has nothing to do in it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I want you at home to take bets on whether or not Squidward gets a line in this movie.
I don't remember.
I kind of wish they had like Mr. Krabs tagging along with Plankton instead of
It should
SpongeBob.
have
Like,
it should have been
Yeah.
a Plankton and Mr.
I feel like
Krabs
that would have
movie.
been a very different dynamic, but I definitely think that could have been a fun way to go about this movie.
Like a
After
Mr.
all,
Krabs and a Plankton and Mr. Krabs team up. That would have fit this movie like way better than
Len is gone forever, and she's never coming back.
They just always have to like carry SpongeBob around because
it.
he's the guy of the franchise.
It's ridiculous, frankly.
Yeah.
But on the whole, I think
Should
the
we wait?
Plankton movie, it's not the worst thing you can just kind of sit down and watch.
Yeah, as I said, I think it's thoroughly alright. It's like, it's probably not something I'd actively recommend just like to watch on its own merit, but like, I think that if you're a fan of Plankton and Karen and you really want to see more of them,
If
there are
you're,
worse things you could do with your time.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you were initially curious about the idea of a Plankton movie, they could have done it worse, is
Mhm.
what I'm saying.
It has some
Yeah.
very
Maybe
good
you'll,
moments.
yeah, I'm sure there'll be at least something in this movie that you'll get something out of. There's a few good jokes in it. The 2D bits are really well done. There's a lot of musical sequences of varying quality.
Yeah.
It's fine. That's our stance on it. Sorry we're not doing a full 2-hour review like we did for the Sandy movie, but there just ain't enough there. I don't
Well,
even
hold
think there
on.
was huh?
No, go continue. I'm just I
Are you looking at the images that Gwen posted?
yes, and I'm putting them on screen right now.
Please do. Okay, so we've got some other leaked stills from the Plankton movie
Let
here.
me go over these one at a time.
And we're gonna have more to say about these images than we do the actual Plankton movie. Okay,
What's going
okay.
on with like the Bart Nelson fusion? I'm mostly saying Nelson fusion because of the fucking vest.
Yeah.
What What was the
This is
the
time skip
prompt?
bar after he starts dating Nelson.
I like this
It's
guy.
like Simpsons predicting Plankton movie.
We've got over here in the crowd. We've got Ralph Gumble. We've got Twink Brockman. We've got One-Eyed
We have the
Gumbly in the back.
Cyclops.
We've got Herobrine, Dr. House. We've got Bart Nelson.
The horrible, scary plankton beasts right here.
There's two of them.
Oh, what is that, Mr. Burns off to the side there? Why does Plankton have a shark
It was like a
fin?
Bob's Burgers character.
I want to apologize to everybody who's listening to this and not looking at this.
What was the fucking prompt for this?
Oh, yeah. The Simpsons predicting the Plankton movie or something.
Why were there two horrible planktons in a giant dome?
Don't know.
Oh.
We
The
got
AI knows more than I do.
I like
we
this
got-
guy with like
we
mold
got
growing out of his
blue-
back.
Bluebald Skinner.
Oh. Got like Jar Jar Binks over here with like the
Like the
weird
little like
legs.
blue guy with the antenna. He's like
New
Star Wars
character.
aliens in this one.
And then
And then for our
last
last-
one is
More plankton with fins, but we get
yeah.
some really good matte graining fish on the bottom there. We
Yeah, we get to
all
see
of them
s-
seemingly
There he
templated off
is.
Bender.
He's hiding in the crowd.
They're all Bender.
Bender, as you remember. I really like how the AI likes giving these characters like the Professor Frank Keith.
Yeah.
We got like
We got
Hunk
close to
Skinner off to
Skinner.
the side here. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Armin
got, like-
Tamzarian right there.
Yeah.
It
And then
is
we have like Angel Skinner.
the most terrifying thing about this is how Plankton fits in the style, and it's literally just because it's like templated off Kang and Kodos, and that's what they're using to
Yeah.
make Plankton.
Yeah, it's some weirdly clever like AI pragmatism.
Can I also just say, like, how genuinely terrifying it is that we've gotten to this point over less than like 3 years?
Yeah, I remember when this stuff would just be like garbled. Like, obviously, it's still garbled nonsense, but like more garbled.
Like,
know.
incomprehensible more
Yeah.
so than this.
Yeah.
And now you can type like Mario in The Simpsons, and it will give you that, and it will
It
look
will
like
give you-
The Simpsons.
Was fucking this.
Another year, it's going to be like fucking morbidly terrifying.
Yeah,
I think.
here's Jasmine's contribution as fun of an old AI image, 3D Blasball.
We're sorry.
the
We're sorry to everybody that this is what our middle segment is. By the way. Oh,
Okay, we've taken a break, and we have
People are gonna get
sourced-
mad at us.
It's fine.
They watch
probably.
this episode.
We're not feeding the machine. It's fine. This is all in your head. Here is Randall's image of Homer meeting Meatwad. Meatwad has a baby Meatwad with 3 eyes. We're gonna be going over these pretty quickly because we have like half an hour after this. Maybe a bit more.
We hope you understand
Yeah,
that
it's just too funny.
we
Like-
like making the machine do backflips for us for our amusement.
Yeah, we like.
We do
making
not
the
treat the machine seriously, if that makes you feel any better.
Yeah, you gotta. I don't remember doing this one.
I mean, I mean, Wayne Radio TV does it all the time, and he's
Yeah.
really successful. Okay, I think we need to move on.
No,
We-
I've got. Okay, I'm going back. Hold on. We got the Homer Simpson ride. uh, I'm just gonna like lightning round a bunch of these on screen, and we can just kind of parse them in our brain. There's...
Now, audience, vote on your tablets. Is this our best or our worst middle segment we've ever done? We want to hear from you.
Okay. Now, what is this podcast about again? I've lost my brain.
You
It's
see, we
about
talked.
Bubble Buddy.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Bubble
okay.
Buddy.
Okay, so in an effort to recover
SpongeBob.
our show from that, yeah, SpongeBob wakes up, but today's a fun holiday, a fun and totally real holiday.
I mean, it is a real holiday.
Yep.
Yeah.
October 9th. We could up. We could upload this episode on October 9th if we really wanna.
Oh,
True.
we should release this on October 9th.
Awesome. All that'll be is like nearly a month from now, or half a month from now. So, SpongeBob's. I remember there being more gags with the Leif Erikson Day thing.
Yeah.
I
Like, you
kind of
got
confused this with the April Fool's thing where
Yeah.
he tells Gary they're becoming peasants.
Yeah, I think I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Same.
I like
yeah.
how straightforward this is. He's just Leif Eriksoning.
Mhm.
A hinga-dinga-durgan.
Yep.
He's so
He goes
sad.
over to Patrick's house to see if Patrick wants to play, but Patrick's not here
Needs
right
to
now
buy
because
more
he needs to get more
giant
giant
paper.
paper. I love
I
this.
think right off the bat, this shows how strong this episode's joke game is.
Yeah. We get 3 equally distinct and like solid paper-based gags. What if the paper was awesome? Is what I'm saying.
The paper was just in like training for this.
So true.
The Squidward one is the best one.
He was fucking prepared for this.
He was able to see the future with his psychic powers.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he has them too. And then
They can't all
Yeah,
have
the
psychic powers. I think they're just cartoon men.
they're toons. Real toons can do this. And so
SpongeBob just decides if none of his buddies are gonna play with him, he'll just make his own. So there's a bit of a trial and error involved.
Mhm.
Where we
Stick Buddy, Rock Buddy.
Which one of these is your favorite? I kind of like the look of Rock Buddy. Rock Buddy has some nice lighting on him.
Yeah, I like Rock Buddy.
I like Sink Buddy. I like that there's just a sink out in the middle of nowhere.
He just found
Oh.
this.
Almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has an idea. Bubble Buddy.
Yeah.
And then we
History
And
was
he's into
changed
it.
forever.
Yeah. What I want to know, SpongeBob, is why not spend time with Gary? What's Gary
Yeah,
doing?
What the hell?
Well,
And Gary's probably busy. Gary has a very
Gary's
active lifestyle.
Spending time with his power four.
Gary
I like
isn't
this
real
part
in
where
this
he takes.
episode.
Hmm.
Yeah.
This was before he got Gary. This was before
Oh,
Camp Coral.
Shit. I do just like the cut to SpongeBob and Bubble Buddy on the seesaw. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone in town. So he goes to the Krusty Krab, where we see Squidward.
Mhm.
Squidward is like
That
in
kind of
top
Squidward
form
seems
in
like
this
amused by
episode.
this.
Yeah.
I think
Squidward is
it's
lovely.
interesting that SpongeBob got a day off.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Leif Erikson Day.
Oh, true.
That's true.
I do like the line Squidward says, "How am I supposed to enjoy your day off if you come in anyway?"
Yeah.
It's more proof that Squidward doesn't truly hate his job. He just hates SpongeBob. Maybe there's also the line, "Please come back again when I'm not working."
I like Mr. Krabs in this episode too. I like how he's like so like manic. He's just like
Yeah,
A
this
popping
is
in and
billion
out
life
of
really
full of
strong
misery and
Mr.
woe.
Krabs appearance.
a million like full of misery and woe.
Even if
Even
you
if you
quit.
quit.
It's my favorite line in the episode, probably.
I always forget that line, but it always gets such a big laugh
I-
out of me.
I genuinely think it's in my top 5, just like Mr. Krabs lines in general. It's really funny.
He's fucking insane.
Even if you quit.
Yeah, now we need to. Okay. Yeah, the whole thing is like
He's
Squidward
not
doesn't want to
racist
serve Bubble
anymore.
Buddy because he's not real.
But Mr. Krabs will accept anyone's money.
Even like a bank robber with a cartoon sack of money.
And when SpongeBob says that Bubble Buddy will get everything, he just breaks out of the cash register.
He breaks out of the
That
cash
will
register and tattoos himself.
I love you can just hear him wincing
Insane.
while he tattoos himself.
Squidward is watching that whole thing go down. Could you
I love
imagine if, like, future episodes, Mr. Krabs still had the Bubble Buddy tattoo?
I love his
God, I
like
wish.
arms that are like black as coal. I know it's like shading, but it's just burnt.
Can we talk about Mr. Krabs' like hair that he's got there? His hairy chest and seemingly the hair that leads into his
Yeah.
groin.
We get to see his. Good episode. This is what makes this
Yeah.
the classics.
Yeah.
I mean, I should get that tattoo because I love Bubble Buddy, the episode.
Mm.
And I like
Yeah, we
that
should all
Mr.
get this tattoo matching.
Plus the implication that Mr. Krabs was just still in the cash register the entire time. This is a great bit.
I love this fucking episode.
Me
then-
too.
And then they go to their table, and Squidward jokingly asks what they want to drink. Perhaps their finest shampoo.
Squidward really is like the perfect foil for this plot.
Yeah!
It's really good because Squidward never like suffers like any bad things that happens to him. It's just like Squidward inconvenience porn more
Yeah.
than anything.
Yeah!
Squidward inconvenience porn.
Bubble Buddy likes bendy straws.
Maybe
Bendy Buddy likes bubble straw.
We
Bendy
can't.
Boodle likes bubble butts.
I'm sorry, that particular line has just been changed forever for me.
Yeah.
This episode has a lot of lines that have been mutated for me.
Yeah.
And then we get a funny bit where SpongeBob's like, Squidward, these Krabby Patties have cheese on them. Bubble Buddy's lactose intolerant. He can't eat cheese. What do we do?
That's like about
I
the
think we
reason
have to
he's
talk about
lactose
SpongeBob
intolerant. He can't eat cheese.
talking about how Bubble Buddy's shampoo tastes funny and that's Squidward what he thinks.
Yeah, and Mr. Krabs is like chewing up an old lady's food.
Yeah.
He says, think of the customer.
We need to talk about this old lady.
No glasses.
Yeah, can we talk about this
here.
fucked up old lady with giant eyes?
It's
Like,
it's like the
usually-
old lady incidental, but she doesn't have glasses. So she has these
Yeah.
fucking giant eyes.
She looks like a Pop Tropica character.
She does.
She,
God.
she looks strange. Maybe there's a reason they keep glasses on this incidental.
I like the stupid Krabby Patty cart.
Yeah. The Krabby Patty Ferris wheel that Squidward brings
Yeah.
out.
Carnival style.
Carnival style.
And it leads to like a top 5 line from Squidward for me. And if you need anything else, please hesitate to ask. That is like
It's such a relatable customer service
How
mood.
often do we see them making the fries?
a couple of times.
Like
I
basically
think.
never.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be mentioned non-dairy lettuce.
Yeah.
I didn't consider that. Oh my god, what does that mean?
Well, Bubble Buddy is lactose intolerant.
And
Yeah.
of course, Bubble Buddy pays with bubble money.
Well, Mr. Krabs gives this long like spiel about how customer service is always important, and that blows up in his face when Squidward shows him what he was paid in.
God.
At least they left
And then they
a
see the
tip.
mauled.
Yeah.
Then we get the Goo Lagoon segment, which is like
Hmm.
also oh my god. We
So
go right
much
into Bubble
happens.
Buddy killing a man.
Yeah!
This might be pound for pound the most like loaded sequence in the entire show, like in terms of like comedy, sheer comedy volume.
They had to kill him off somehow.
They had to kill Scooter.
Oh, poor,
It is-
poor,
He was too good for this world.
It's
sweet
so
Scooter.
it's so
I mean,
messed.
if I was a Scooter, I'd be honored to die in an episode like this one.
But that it's the old thing. You've probably seen it 100 times online. That we learn later that Bubble Buddy was alive and he watched
Yeah.
Scooter die. Bubble Buddy is no hero. He deserved to eye for an eye, is what I think.
If you root for him, you misunderstand the story. I will say that like a lot of this segment is really good. I really like Scooter dying, and I really like the bathroom bit. I feel like the bubble butt bit is kind of lame, and I think the pearl bit is like in the middle.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that.
The thing is, it all just goes by so fast that it's really easy to pick up the parts that are really good.
Yeah.
It is a little weird that we get SpongeBob body shaming moment.
Yeah.
I don't know, I kinda like Grubby Grouper as like a dumb one-off thing. Just the idea of this guy
I
is
think
really
that he's
funny.
like a celebrity guest character, it seems. Like he gets a special credit in the
Are you serious?
like the opening
Who
credits
voices him?
episode, yeah. Let me double check. Grubby Grouper is a fascinating Quirky Carol. I don't know who that is.
Oh,
He was a
of
guest star.
course. I think Gravity Cooper is
Yeah,
kind of awesome,
Pixels.
honestly.
I
Let's look at this guy.
I feel like Grubby Grouper is one of the last ones they ain't brought back in new SpongeBob.
Have they
And
brought him
me
back?
too.
Have they? I don't
No.
know if they have. Have they?
Well, in
Well,
the
they
episode
need to get
Grubby
his guest
Grouper
voice back.
returns,
Oh, okay. Yeah, he does mostly just cameo roles, but he has been seen. I like that it's
Astonishing.
just this random guy who's being gross as shit and is idolized for it.
Who's
And-
like character traits are being super fucking cool and completely covered with grime.
just like Wario.
Wait. I love this one guy in the line. This just loves it.
I
I-
love just a
Okay, so the bit is Pearl meets Groupie, shakes his hand, doesn't want to wash it again. Bubble Buddy washes it. That's the joke.
yeah.
Corky Carroll is a professional American surfer and is considered a pioneer in the sport and becoming the first real professional surfer.
Does it say anything about him being disgusting?
And that's inherent to surfing, I think.
I
Fair
love
enough.
just the fucking bathroom jokes and just
This-
SpongeBob.
The bathroom segments are perfect. Just the whole, my friend is in there. Congratulations.
It's his first time on his own.
Once again.
Okay, visual bit time. Hey, Maddie, can we talk about that orange fish right there?
Yeah.
Oh,
The one
is
that's
it?
stanced up like Mario smoking the blunt.
Oh, yeah! It's Incidental 70!
Yeah, it's the hey SpongeBob's back guy, but this is his least joyful role to
Hey,
date. He's
SpongeBob's
furious.
back.
He's
Let's
not
kill
happy
him.
that SpongeBob's back. I think on his
He's like, ah,
Wikipedia
fuck,
page,
SpongeBob's back.
I think on this Incidentals Wikipedia page, under the enemies section, it would be Bubble Bass or Bubble Buddy. Bubble Bass too, because he took SpongeBob away in that episode.
So true.
And so it's revealed that
Anyways, he
it's
kept
Bubble
them waiting
Buddy.
for a bubble.
That is a fantastic all-timer line delivery.
He kept us waiting for a bubble.
And then we see all the other people who have been transgressed by Bubble Buddy's influence.
We get
I
the
like-
we of course get to see the payoff to Scooter fucking dying.
He made me experience high tide.
I
And then he
think
goes
it,
to
like
heaven.
almost overshadows Scooter's really good line. He made me provide excellent service.
Yeah, that's another like favorite Squidward thing.
This is such a strong Squidward episode.
Really, I think like
We
this
love you,
whole
Squidward.
sequence is really strong because after this we get the fucking he poisoned crops and delivered a plague
Stop,
upon
stop.
our houses.
Could you say the line again?
What?
Oh, the after Scooter experiences high tide, we get the he poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and delivered a plague upon our houses.
He did?
No, but are we gonna?
Are we gonna wait around until he
You know,
does?
honestly, I like the part where they just like, what are we gonna do? Like over the like,
I say we tip something
Let's tip
over.
something over.
flip something over. Get the lifeguard.
Yeah, they just have such unfocused rage that they're about to kill this lifeguard.
This is like the first like bikini bottomite mob episode.
It's really good.
Is it?
Is it?
Is there other instances of a Bikini Bottom mob?
Hold on, now I feel like I have to check.
Why are you just putting on screen an image of their feet?
It's the painting at the top of the screen, so it's all
I don't know.
fucked up.
I'm just like, either way, this is a really good Bikini Bottom mob sequence.
It is insane that they're just ready to like kill something. It doesn't matter what it is. They just want to kill something.
Like, kill the lifeguard.
Yeah.
But Squidward brings them to their senses and they shouldn't waste this senseless violence on him. And Squidward incites a mob to go kill someone, which is fun.
Yeah.
We love this for him.
So they go to SpongeBob, and I want to bring up this one specific fish that wears the glasses, right?
Oh yeah.
You see how they look
Oh,
right
yeah.
now, these glasses?
Hmm.
Okay, well. Oh.
Oh,
Scary.
oh that's
Scary.
horrible.
Eyes.
That's horrible.
Scary eyes.
Insectoid
fish.
aberration.
The evil has infested her soul and turned her into a demon.
Yeah.
The
Scary.
scene also like has a lot of really good gags. It had like I like SpongeBob trying to fly away with Bubble Buddy.
Yeah.
Even just
I-
like that bubble has to go. He already went.
Yeah.
Is this one of those sewing circles? No.
So then SpongeBob tries to appeal to their emotions, and they all cry over their favorite objects.
The
You get iconic characters, Funny Muffler and Boo Boo Keys.
Funny Muffler is funny. Boo Boo Bees is like also one of the best ones.
Yeah.
Funny Muffler.
Keep at. Okay, can't just keep quoting the episode, but such a what else do you say about this
So
episode?
good.
It's just non-stop great jokes in this episode, I'm pretty sure.
That yeah,
Anyway,
that's
this doesn't
the thing.
work at all.
Yeah, there's
They all still trying to Bubble Buddy, but then suddenly Bubble Buddy, actually he was alive the whole time.
Whoa there.
Whoa.
Things are getting a bit crazy.
And then
Things
he
are getting a
gets,
little weird around here. That's what he says.
yeah,
Yeah.
he says goodbye to SpongeBob, and he gets into the bubble taxi, which flies away and does
It like
like
tumbles
front
away.
flips. Yeah,
Everyone in the mob just like dissipates, like they're satisfied about this somehow.
yeah. They, they're all like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Somehow Bubble Buddy being alive made everything better for them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Like, I guess if he really was so insane that he had to pee for hours at a time.
but that doesn't justify him not helping Scooter.
And they all hated Scooter, maybe. But Scooter doesn't even seem that mad about dying. He like is laughing when he flies
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
He enjoyed
Scooter's gonna get to go meet God. I'm sure he's stoked about it.
Yeah.
Do you think Scooter's Christian?
I mean, he goes to
I-
heaven.
I don't think he's Christian, but I think God loves him enough to make an exception.
That is fair. I like the ending joke where Scooter just unsurely talks to a regular bubble. It's a cute
Hi.
little capper.
Hi.
Yeah.
I like his face.
Going back a little bit, we need to talk about the disgusting SpongeBob slow-mo sequence.
Yeah.
That see, these kinds of episodes are really hard to talk about because once they have no story but a lot of good jokes, we're just quoting stuff from it, but
Yeah.
what else do you do besides a bunch of AI images?
This is just a really strong episode from start to finish, I think. Like,
It really is.
I don't have much to say about it, but if we want to move on to our rankings, I gave it a 7.
Yeah,
I gave it
I
a 7
originally
too.
gave it a 6, but I'm moving it up to a 7.
I'll also go 7. I think this one should be one of our few all episodes. I
Is
think it
this our
deserves
first-
it.
Truly is just all killer, no
Oh
filler.
my god.
I think this is our first all 7.
I
Oh,
mean,
fuck.
yeah, I guess so.
It deserves it, honestly.
Yeah, like what
Yeah,
Gwen
'cause-
said, there's no wasted space in this episode. Like it
Yeah.
moves at a clip and it keeps hitting.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I think about fucking way back when I was watching Pie Guy Rules' old SpongeBob. And this is like one of the only season 2 episodes he gave a meh rating to, and I'm just like,
What?
how?
I think he's insane. This is where we need to
Yeah.
carry the torch to a new and better sponge tube.
So true.
Pie Guy Rules still do stuff?
Nah, he
No.
quit.
Well, that's why we're
R.I.P.
here.
He experienced high tide.
Okay, so that was
Yeah.
our quickest ranking.
Yeah, we were just like, fuck, this episode's great.
Kind
What
of
else
already
needs
had
to be said?
said already I had to say, really. Yeah.
So, what are we doing next time, though?
Well, if we want to talk about all 7 episodes,
Oh,
next week we
really?
have Looking for Pie.
Oh God.
Oh.
So, and also Imitation Krabs, which like is also pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Man, this
Season 2 just
When you
keeps
said you
hitting.
made all 7 as in the ranking, but I thought you meant like when you said all 7, I thought you meant wait, what? Are we doing 7 episodes next time?
Oh,
That'll be when we get to the later seasons with like episodes
Yeah.
where there's nothing to talk about to like fill
Fucking,
more than
like,
maybe 5 minutes with.
Shuffleboarding.
When we get to the Krusty Dogs era.
Those later seasons, they're gonna be like 2 episodes long, maybe.
but yeah,
So, what have we learned from today's episode?
season
Everyone.
2 is fucking stacked.
Well, of course.
I mean, I knew that already, but season 2 is stacked, and also it has squirrel jokes.
Yeah.
That's the soldier in the meme image that's like protecting the sleeping child from knives to balance things out. We're gonna get there eventually, and it's gonna be terrible. What's the second in that block? by the way.
The other
Squirrel jokes is
episode
something
is
else.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3.
Oh, great. Look forward to that. I don't even remember which one that was.
That's
Is
the
that
one where they meet Man Ray.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe. We'll see.
Hmm.
And I think that's the end of our episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
SpongeBob.